for the ancestors. Unbelievable. As you see in this video, these African American women decided to twerk at Ghana's historic slave trading post as a tribute to our ancestors. After receiving backlash for their disrespectful behavior, these women doubled down in their attempt to justify their foul behavior by saying, quote, "This is a traditional dance from my hometown, Volta region, Ghana. We've been twerking before the word twerk was coined." My question to these women, do you actually think and believe that our ancestors were twerking in front of the oppressors? Do you actually believe that this behavior was on their minds when they were being raped in the chambers on and under the same ground you guys decided to show the world your ignorance? After going through the full tour, this is what you do to commemorate millions of men and women who were not only enslaved, but treated as sex objects and subjected to all kinds of forced perversions. Let me give you guys a sample of the tour these women would have experienced and the information shared. This video clip is courtesy of COV TV Ghana. The link to the full video is in the comment section.
This became the female section of the castle. And here you're talking of 400 women in total at the time. One thing that happened over here that was particularly sad was the fact that when the Portuguese and the Dutch came over here to trade, most of them never came with their wives or their women. Why? They were dying of malaria and yellow fever to the extent the coastal line was even termed to be the white man's grave. But then in here, they could not stay without the women. So governors, soldiers, traders kept on abusing the women sexually in the dungeons. Whenever the governor wanted, because of his position, the story says, up on the balcony he stood and then ordered. Women were brought out from the dungeons all around to the courtyard. From there, he just looked through and then made his choice. This woman chosen could have been in the dungeons for a whole month, never cleaned her teeth, never took her bath or bathe, gone through menses sometimes, and still the governor wanted. So the soldiers had the responsibility of making sure this woman was washed. How did they do it? They fetched water from the tank or the cistern. They washed the woman at the center of the courtyard. Women from the dungeons looked on. After the humiliation, she was dressed up, given something to eat at least to be strong. Then up on these stairs, we call it private access to the governor's bedroom. This chosen woman was then taken to the governor. So the woman chosen after the humiliation out there was taken up these stairs through a door on top we call a trap door to the governor. After the governor had used her, she was brought back to the dungeons. Instances the story will suggest that before she even got back, she could have been used by some other guys also. Some very few became mistresses and they stayed longer, and those that became pregnant were subsequently freed or liberated. We need to understand they came not only from today's what is known to be Ghana alone, but also from today's Togo, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, even Nigeria sometimes. So when this woman was freed, she could not go back to where she came from. Secondly, the Europeans never wanted their babies to go anyhow. So some houses were then built here in town where those found pregnant were kept. When they delivered, the kids were brought back to the castle and they were educated. But then sadly, most of these were educated to be used as a bridge between the Africans and the Europeans. And also they gave out names to their kids. And that would be the beginning or the genesis of the European names along the coast. So now in Elmina, we are still having people calling themselves Da Costa, Da Silva, Van Ness, Vroom Smith, Hutchison, Peterson, Youngson, Folsom, Jefferson, Johnson, and all such names.
What's your thoughts? Please be respectful with your comments. Also, please click the like, click the notification bell, and subscribe to this channel.
Listen, Genesis chapter 11 verse 10 explains the genealogy of Shem. Shem was a black man in Africa. If you repeat this back, Genesis 14 verse 13, Abraham steps on the scene. Being a descendant of Shem, which is a fact, means Abraham too was Abraham, born in the city of a black man called Nimrod, grandson of Ham. Ham had 4 sons. One was named Canaan. Here, let me do some explaining. Abraham, Isaac was Jacob had 12 sons, for real, and these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10, these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10, these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10.